Sorry, guys. I was on Twitter for a second. I was thinking of tweeting about how I'm banned from sharing Google Slides off to people anymore. I'm banned. Sakura got me banned. She heard me talking shit about her last week, and I've been banned.
I hope I'm not banned.
I don't know. Have you tried to share a document recently? I tried to. Let's see. My
I think
sound
I can
alert.
still share.
Sorry, I've been running around. Yeah, sorry, I've been running around like a nut love turtle because I fell asleep. Uh, so I didn't get any water.
Are we talking about Medea tonight?
You're
That
talking
was
about
what you decided
Medea.
on?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Medea. I mean,
Do I
when you think
go? Do
about it,
I?
Medea and Medusa, I'd probably just have to refresh the thing because technically they both have a lot of the same issues. Aphrodite is a bitch. Let's just say that. So,
I don't want to go with the obvious joke, so we're just gonna do this instead.
yay. Meanwhile, I am going to double check something on Twitch. I'm gonna do a little test to make sure my sound thingies are working all right.
Stupid dog!
Okay.
You made me look bad!
I forget. I don't see where you're orientated on the screen, so I have to make sure I'm not covering you up, or you're not covering up the picture.
Look, I'm gonna move all around all over the place anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna move all around all over the place anyway, so it doesn't
I gotta
really
open my
matter.
thing.
Move all around all over the
Dang
place
it!
anyway, so it doesn't
Shut
matter.
up!
Open my thing. Move all around all over the-
There it is. Okay, I found it. Shut up, Cherry. Cherry is talking. Okay. Everything looks all right on the stream. Cool. Pop that out just in case anybody wants to do that. All right. So today we're talking about Medea, aka Caster. Sorry if we spoiled the plot. Why haven't you read? Why don't you know everything anyway? Everything's been spoiled already for Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly she. I mean, obviously she doesn't win. Otherwise, we would have talked about her first.
Mm-hmm. Where to start? I guess we can start about our opinions of the character before I get into the long-winded history of Medea.
I like her better in Carnival Phantasm.
I think everybody likes her better in Carnival Phantasm.
It's funny. It's like basically in Fate Stay Night, she's Darth Vader, but in Carnival Phantasm, she's Stewie Darth Vader from the Family Guy parody.
Pretty much. But Medea is pretty interesting in the fact that they were planning to have her as a route for Shiro at one point, as we talked about before. That they were thinking of having Shiro summon her as a servant at one point, but they decided against that because they were running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like to imagine. I like to imagine there's an alternate universe where they did have enough time and they did put that route in, but they still don't give Ilya her own route.
probably. That would have been funny. Uh,
I would have thought. I would have found it funny.
Yeah. Let's just say they had a lot of routes planned. They were gonna do a lot of stuff with Fate because how many routes did Tsukihime have? Didn't it have like 5 or something?
At least 5, and wasn't there also like good and bad endings to that too?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously there were bad endings, but like, wasn't there like
yeah,
multiple like storylines?
I think so. Or like like this is just for like frame of reference. And that's not even all they wanted to do with Tsukihime too. I feel like there were a couple of characters they thought about doing routes for, but then decided against. So like this is how like long-winded Natsu thinks for things. But really, a lot of people should like force him back sometimes because he gets a lot. He's, as we've said before, Natsu is an ideas man, not a.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be on the moon. It's gonna make ice cream. It's gonna do your taxes. It's gonna tuck your kids in. It's gonna walk your dog.
It's gonna be great, guys. Anyway. Basically, so Medea is the archetype for casters are waifus. Basically, what Fate Stay Night did is like, so as we know now, there are like a million casters and all this other stuff. Every caster following her is a waifu, even black,
And
even Cooper, guys.
but not just a waifu, but like an actual housewife.
Yeah, all casters are housewives.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean that doesn't sound correct? It is correct. Everybody knows Bluebeard was a waifu.
Yeah, he was. He was a wife. It's
It makes sense in the context of the relationship.
sometimes a waifu is a bro.
Yes, sometimes a bright waifu's a bro, guys. Look, everything started at Naito. Lancers are
Your bros.
your bros and in pain. Casters are waifus, your housewives.
Mm-hmm.
Riders are your.
They're also your bros.
They're also your bros. Sabers.
Archers are assholes.
Yes, archers are assholes. Sabers are prim and proper, I guess.
To an extent.
To an extent. I mean, I guess not prim and proper. They're kind of like.
They do have a regality to them.
Yeah, they're very regal. Because actually, when you think about it, Nero was prim and proper when we first met.
Yeah. She's kind of been flanderized.
She was prim and proper when you first met. When she gets comfortable, things get interesting. Anyway, I mean, well, actually, all of Natsu writing Nero is very regal. Anybody who writes Nero for parody or just don't have an understanding of her character, like Stella, it seems like that it's over exaggerated her traits.
I'm just saying it's probably bad that my favorite route in Extella was Tamamos.
Probably.
She even says it. She is the foxiest wife in history.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to agree with how she acts in that route.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, so where was we? Lancers, bros, archers, dicks, sabers.
Berserkers are kind of like, they've got their gentle sides.
Mm-hmm. They're
Because I mean, like even Lancelot, like just like put him in the same room as his son, and he turns into a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Lancelot's a berserker. What?
What? Who heard that? Anyway, berserker assassins our Hassan.
Assassins die immediately.
Assassins die immediately. Yeah, that's everybody, I think. Everybody important. Anyway, yeah. So Medea, basically, she was the archetype going forward. All of the characters pretty much followed. So I guess we should just jump right in to talk about the history of Medea, probably.
Yep.
So interesting factoid: in the early Fates, not a lot is changed from the history of the character to like a lot of the things are 1-to-1, really, for like the histories of the characters.
Especially for Medea.
Yeah, especially for Medea. But what it is that they do, like, is a good creative process to think about is like they never go into detail like the feelings that Medea had going through the terrible things that happened to her that made her turn out this way.
Yeah, she's kind of historically known as like a Black Widow, is she not?
She is a Black Widow in a sense. It's more of like she is kind of considered a tragic figure in because like all of this could have been avoided if a certain goddess decided not to get involved in certain things, but
Who's
she
this certain goddess? No, I'm genuinely asking. I don't know who you're talking about.
Aphrodite.
I feel like does she also do something that fucks up Nero, or am I thinking of someone else?
And well, she
Probably
fucks
not.
she fucks up Medusa.
Okay.
Basically, Aphrodite is a petty goddess. But see, Aphrodite also has her favorites too. So that is how this situation happened. It wasn't that Aphrodite had like feelings of jealousy towards Medea. It's the fact that Jason over there. Oh boy, Jason. Okay.
I'm sorry, you just took me over to Star Wars for a second before I realized, no, you're talking about another Jason who was a bad guy. But whatever.
We're talking about the Argonaut. So.
Gilgamesh Light.
Gilgamesh Light. So Jason, after I believe he pretty much leaves his wife behind. I can't. If I'm remembering the whole story, because the
dude's rocking a leotard.
Yeah, the Golden Fleece story is a really like even if you were told this story, you would probably also think Jason is a dick. Not gonna lie. So he goes.
Big move, bro.
Yeah. So he goes on the expedition to get the Golden Fleece. He gathers a bunch of men. I believe Heracles is there.
They do meet. I know that Medea and Heracles have met before.
Yeah. That's why she avoided him like the plague. Also because he's a berserker and, well...
She would fuck him up.
Yeah. So, all right, Golden Fleece. Whoop! Well, that's my Twitter. Sorry, brain fart. I am very tired today. Sorry, gotta work with me, guys. So, going on the journey for the Golden Fleece. So they stop by into the kingdom of Medea's father, Blahaha, and and he was like, I need to go. I need like I need to go. So I need to go for the golden fleece, and I'll return with it basically to him. And so the goddess Aphrodite, who because the king of Cloicus, I don't know how to pronounce Medea's country's name. So so the king wasn't letting wasn't shaking on letting Jason go on this expedition, so to speak. I guess leaving their port or whatever. I don't know what it is why they had to go through that. But so the Aphrodite figures out the best way to get Jason to be able to go on this journey was by making Medea fall in love with Jason, completely blind to anything else, and completely devoted to him. So that happened.
Kind of a dick move.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick move. Pissed a couple people off. Basically, Aphrodite used Medea to kill her brother and go on the ship. It wasn't very fun. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Of course. So basically, that happens. I'm trying to summarize this. There's no easy way to summarize a Greek story, guys. A lot of crap goes in it.
You're saying that Greek mythology is complicated?
It is complicated.
No.
No, why would it be complicated? So basically,
I've watched Disney's Hercules.
Disney's Hercules made things easy. But it wasn't anything accurate. But it wasn't accurate at all.
What are you talking about? Everyone knows that Hades sounded exactly like James Woods. That's just how he was in real life.
Oh, I guess Jason wasn't married yet. Okay, so all that happened. So the king of Corinth was like, "Hey, Jason, marry my daughter."
So there's no like.
And so Jason chose that daughter over Medea, and that led to Medea getting kicked out and being called a witch. And so as
was that her fault though?
Because how dare a woman be in love with a man who decides to marry, who decides that he doesn't really like this girl that Aphrodite forced on him. So he decided to marry the king of Corinth's daughter instead. So as revenge, Medea came back and burnt everybody at the wedding!
Shit. So she went full on like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So everyone except for Jason was killed.
I would put a red wedding picture on here, but that might actually get us demonetized.
Probably. This is what happens when you force someone into loving someone, and then they feel ultimate feelings of, I want revenge. And so she gets revenge by killing everybody,
Yeah.
So, from that point on, basically Medea's life pretty much sucked, going forward. I don't think they really talked about it in Fate so much. But, after that whole fiasco, she basically, I believe she went on to marry someone else, but, that wasn't that great of a marriage. I know at some point she killed her children. Oh, you're gonna be on a boat tomorrow?
Are you going on a cruise? You're not. We weren't invited.
Dang it. I wanted to be invited on a cruise.
No. I mean, what? Why else would we have gotten vaccinated?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going on the boat?
Yeah, where you going? We're very invested on this boat situation, maybe.
Maybe. It's not.
Did you drink? No. Give me 2 minutes and I'll tell you after I walk. But anyway, back to Medea. Like, that's the basic summary of how, like, what happened in Greek mythology. I guess to... What's that one song that's always talking about mouth wide open? What?
I think isn't it eyes wide open?
Yeah.
Arms wide open? Oh, here we go.
Weird but true. Know it all about Greek mythology.
Yeah. Do you think they cover Oedipus Rex?
Maybe.
That's a fun story for kids.
Yeah, that's a... No, mouth. I think it comes from a song that talks about body parts. Huh? You'll have to find it on your own time.
Leg bone is connected to the butt bone. Oh, shit. You know what that's... Do you know what that version's from?
No.
Cousin Skeeter. Do you remember Cousin Skeeter?
Uh-uh.
It was a show on Nickelodeon. It was like a puppet.
Oh.
Do you remember? Did
I
you ever see
remember
that?
a lot of weird stuff on Nickelodeon, but I'm not sure if
God,
I
I
remember
have
it.
not thought about that show in years. God damn. Yeah, it was like a live action show, but the cousin in question was a puppet.
Oh.
It had a crossover with Keenan and Kel, and they found a dead body.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
It was really scary until Kel picked the body up and started dancing with it.
Oh my god. Oh. Disney, Nickelodeon, I mean. They used to have fun there.
Oh god, that wasn't even the only horror thing they did. Like they did Keenan and Kel had like a whole like movie where they dealt with a headless guy.
Hmm. They also had like Goosebumps and stuff like that. I believe on.
I know, but it's
Nickelodeon.
like that's such a weird thing for a
comedy. So
comedy show.
Yeah. Look, man, they just do what they did. Anyway, so Medea.
Oh god, tell me this is not the most horrifying thing you've ever seen.
So anyway, Medea.
I'm amazed this didn't give me nightmares. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, now I remember this. Now I remember that. Okay. I remember. Nah, I know what that is. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So anyway, Medea. Ooh. Basically, what the Fate does is it basically goes to talk about how does one feel going through all of that crap and blah.
Probably not good.
Not good. Basically, she becomes pretty cruel. So, when she gets pretty much summoned by a guy who basically wants to use her like all the other guys in her
Jeez,
life.
yeah, this asshole. Hang
Yeah,
on a second. I
that
gotta get a
asshole.
picture of this guy.
That asshole.
Here we go. Yeah, because I mean, like, in case you're wondering, Darth Vader was not the only person who killed children.
Yeah, this asshole. Basically, Medea wasn't interested in using homunculi or orphans to power things. So
Yeah.
she was all like, why you being this way, yo? Just do this. And he didn't like that. This asshole right here.
Oh wait.
Instead of,
Did Medea know Atalanta?
I believe she knew Atlanta. I mean, I
We haven't-
believe all of the
there's-
Greek, like, Parthenon knows each other just through, like...
I'm looking for pictures of her on Google, and
osmosis.
it looks like something from Apocrypha came up.
Probably. I mean...
AKA the most expensive commercial for Fake Grand Order there is.
Yep, most basic commercial for Big Grand Order. Because Apocrypha is shit, guys. We're probably gonna get there eventually, but, even the novel is not... I'm sure it's definitely better than the anime, but the novel is still pretty much the same story, and honestly, there isn't much you can do to fix that hot mess of a story. Anyway.
I just think it's funny that like they use the exact same character designs for Grand Order in Apocrypha.
Well, it's because they finally have official designs for everybody.
I know, but some of them don't match what was like what past designs for those characters were, like Lancelot.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny stuff.
Do you think that they're ever going to do if there's ever an animated anything with Thomas Edison, it's going to have to be a giant lion.
Well, the thing is that it's kind of weird that their flashbacks are one for one with themselves, because it's been constantly told by us that the characters, how they look as servants, they do not look the same way as when they were alive. I don't know if it's just because of...
I think Fate Zero kind of blew that myth out of the water with its ending theme. Because they look exactly like they did in the ending to Fate Zero.
Well, but we do have art of characters from when they were alive and they don't look like Kentucky and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know how much to believe and stuff. But then again, it is true that, like, the servant themselves know that they're, like, not the person they probably were, so to speak. And probably a good portion of them is fabricated, but, how else are they gonna live their lives, So...
I mean, it's not like Medea was a real person.
Yeah, Medea is from the Greek. It's from our Greek Parthenon over there, and it is all BS. There's no lick of truth in any of this story. there may have been real people that things were based on, but not really. Gods. What are you gonna do? Anyway. So, basically, she kills this bitch. She kills this bitch right here. And,
This asshole.
This asshole. And then we move on to the second stage of why are casters waifus? Well, Medea meets a simp.
Well, let's
kind of.
Something happens in between her killing
yeah.
her master and meeting a simp.
Yeah. What?
Hang on, let me. Of course, I can't find a picture of it. Basically, I think that. So, of course, Kirei is involved in this. Because, of course, he is.
Of course he is.
Basically, Medea's master didn't want to keep her.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that Kirei knew that, like, he was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically sent Lancer to go finish Medea off. And it doesn't go well for her.
No, it does not.
They have a whole fight on the highway. Yeah.
Stuff happens. She's down on her luck. She's bleeding, and then a simp comes along.
Yes, she is saved by a knight in shining armor, or in
or in a dark suit.
In Fate Stay Night's case, a depressed salaryman.
Of course, that turns out not to be his true profession, but
Right. So he's introduced as a teacher at the
Of
school.
course, it turns out that's not his true profession either, even though he does it.
Mm-hmm.
Ba 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 ba.
Look at this. Like, this man has deader eyes than Shiro's dad.
Deader, the deadest. He is the deadest of all.
Yet I'd argue he probably loves his wife more than Karitsugu did.
I agree. This guy, I don't know, maybe it's just because in his weird trying to find the meaning of life or something, I don't understand what he's truly looking for. I mean, I think even as a teacher, I think he was on break from his main job, I think.
Which was killing people.
Which is killing people, by the way. If you needed to know what his main job was, it was killing people. He's a hired assassin. Basically, he kills people for money. But he doesn't get joy or anything
Mm-hmm.
from
He's not
that.
a weirdo.
He's not a weirdo like Kiritsugu. I would say his issue is the almost the same as Kiritsugu, except for even killing brings him no joy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, you mentioned he was on break. Here he is on vacation.
They adopted
like to
that
think-
girl.
Yes, they adopted her right out of Tsukihime.
Mm-hmm.
Or the fan disc or whatever. Yeah, speaking of things that were reused. So,
But anyway, the fact that this man saved her and he doesn't have like a how do I put this? Basically, he saved her not out of the kindness of his heart, or he just did it, and that made her fall in love with him. And maybe he fell in love back. I don't know. We can't
Love
say
is
for
weird.
sure. He's weird.
Hmm. There are more unhealthy relationships in Fate.
There's
Let's put it
worse
that
than this.
way.
Yeah. There's worse than this. Way, way, way worse than this.
Also, I want to point out that not even the cutesy art style of Emiya Gohan can make him look non-threatening.
Nope, nothing. This man, we know what he is, and we know what he's done, and we know where he's been. And that is, he's a filthy teacher! Ew!
I mean, to be fair, I mean, he probably started out as a teacher, but, like, it just doesn't pay well enough. He had to take up assassinating people as a side job.
Probably.
It's like, I have to buy my own chalk, so I'm gonna go out and fulfill this contract. I'm gonna kill this government official so I can buy chalk for my classroom.
But yeah, so basically that happens, and that's the weird relationship that's going on with there. I don't think
There's also another weird relationship, but we won't get into that yet.
Yeah.
We'll save that for a little bit. We'll get into that a little later.
Yeah. So basically, what her, I guess we could talk about what her goal, or what, like, she's played. I believe her big, like, her big importance is in the Unlimited Blade Works route, because
that is where she's most prominent.
Yeah, because in the Fate route, Gilgamesh is a dick and offs her pretty easily.
Yeah, doesn't she? I mean, I could be wrong, but doesn't she kind of go out in a similar fashion when she's finally done in by Archer in Unlimited Blade Works?
I think so, pretty much.
Swords. Isn't it basically swords to the back?
Yes.
In both.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean,
basically, it's because she wants, in both routes, she wants Saber to be her servant, because if you get the Saber servant, you're set for life.
It's like drawing all 5 pieces of Exodia.
And her goal really per se is just to collect enough servants to get the Lesser Grail to summon, because
we needed to complicate this even more.
Okay, so I'm going to now tell you, since it's come up, I'm going to tell you about the mechanics of the Grail War, guys.
Oh joy!
So there are actually 2 Grails in the Grail War. There's the Greater Grail and the Lesser Grail. So normally, basically, is every servant fights, they kill each other, and then if one servant remains standing, the Greater Grail comes and you get a wish. The Lesser Grail, supposedly, you only need, like, what was it, like 5 of them dead or something like that? You don't need to kill as many.
But here's the Greater Grail, and here's the Lesser Grail.
I think they're both the Greater Grail, but we'll
Actually, no, yeah, you're right. You're probably right. Here's the. It's a special rule situation like what they did with Apocrypha.
Yeah. But basically, if you still get a wish regardless. It's just, I think I think it's the Greater Grail actually has a stronger wishing power or something, but I'm sure with Medea's, like, magic ability, she was gonna find a way to get around, like, the Lesser Grails thing. I'm sure
she was siphoning, like, the energy from men around the city before we meet her properly, wasn't she?
Well, not men, per se. She was, she was, like, trying to she wasn't like siphoning. I think she was straight up killing people, like taking their souls or whatever
Yeah.
to get what her wants, taking like whole offices down, basically. So they were probably all categorized as a gas leak or something.
Yes. I don't think the anime ever specified whether or not they were dead or not.
Mm.
Maybe that's where I'm getting confused.
Probably. I think they're all dead though in
Mm.
the novel, but I might be wrong. I think she's killing people. I don't think she cares too much. But she's doing that to make her own ritual. I don't think she wants anything like too grandiose anyway. I think she just wants a chance to live life again, so to speak, which is probably not a hard thing to grant, seeing as it seems like there's a lot of characters in Fate who get the chance to live life again. So
Cough, writer, cough.
more than one writer too.
It's funny, like it's almost like yeah. Hello, Apocrypha.
Hello, Apocrypha.
It's like it's actually not. It's like not like a terrible wish. Like it's like almost like you'd sympathize with her, you know, if she wasn't killing people to accomplish it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You'd almost sympathize with her. You probably can still sympathize with her.
Synthesize.
Synthesize.
Yeah, like you know the keyboard cat.
Yeah. Synthesize. Doop 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 doop.
Running in the 80s.
I mean, if she didn't do all those weird things with Saber, I'm sure we'd like her a lot more.
So she's known for more mimetic reasons in the fandom.
Yeah. Why did she change her clothes? We will never know. Why was that necessary?
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, like let's not pretend like there wasn't like some kind of attraction thing going on there. That is the only explanation that makes sense. It's horrible, but it's the only explanation that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the only explanation that makes sense. Anyway, I guess we'll go to the second slide and show you guys all the meme that Caster is known for.
Mm-hmm.
Medea, why? Why, Medea? Medea, why?
Hey, Carnival Phantasm was sanctioned by Type Moon. So
yeah, so this is what she's known for outside of her undying love for her husbando.
mm-hmm. It seems that I guess you could say she's into polygamy.
Mm. Well, I mean, she is from a Greek. Didn't they have, like, multiple wives and something? So, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, like she's basically a Saber otaku.
Mm-hmm. Love Saber. Has a weird relationship with Issei.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because they're staying at his house. Was that ever explained?
Basically, she was drugging Issei with her magic, I think.
Well, I know she was drugging
Because
Issei,
he
but
kept
why
falling
was the
asleep.
teacher staying at Issei's place?
Well, it's a temple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a temple.
It's not like an actual house, it's a temple.
Mm. Why does everybody live in the temple? Oh, well. But yeah, Saber Taku weird relationship with Issei. For some reason, Issei gets along great with Sensei, but doesn't like his wife.
And that kind of feeds into the idea that maybe Issei is gay. Because he also gets along well with Shiro, but he hates Rin.
Yeah. Issei, but he's not gay. He swears.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, he's never swore on it. So maybe he's not in denial.
Maybe. He's never denied. He definitely seems to want to save Shiro from these women.
He's canonically been ravaged by a man. In Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, like, I'm not, like, talking, like, I'm not being, like, hyperbolic. Like, I literally mean the shirt came off.
Kinoko... Oh. Me reading weird notes while I'm going through the thing. Kinoko Natsu claims that if there was a caster route, he thought it would be pretty interesting with Caster seducing Ryder and then setting up a trap to stab her in the back.
Oh, I thought you were saying they were going to set up a threesome.
I mean, that's probably how I would do, with thanks to the power of Rule Breaker!
Do you honestly think he would have bypassed the chance for a threesome?
No, I don't think Natsu would have passed up the chance for a threesome. Because of Rule Breaker. Here we go. Let's talk about Bendia's abilities to, like, fuck up all the rules through the power of Rule Breaker. I don't know where they came up with this thing. I can't really find a one-for-one thing in mythology.
Well, no, it's based off the game Shark. It is basically a game Shark for the Holy Grail War. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Medea's she's using a dupe glitch to get more command seals. Mm-hmm. She's catching other players' Pokemon. I mean servants.
Yeah. This woman. What are we gonna do with her?
She's challenging the Elite Four before she has all the badges. I mean, she's confronting Kirei before she's defeated all the servants.
Pretty much. So, I mean, like, even her basic setup is different. Like, everybody's like, oh, here I am. I'm the master. This is my servant. Kuza could be like, I be the master, but I'm the one who does all the punching.
Yes, exactly. Like, I need to put this picture in. What is his name? I keep forgetting.
Who, Kuzuki?
Kuzuki, okay. Courtesy of the Unlimited Blade Works anime.
I'm the one who strangles a bitch.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I typed in Saber versus K, and the first one that the first autofill option came in was Saber versus Kirito. And I'm like, she would turn him into a bloody smear.
Yeah. Let's all not pretend that Kirito is definitely not powerful outside of his own thing. If you could probably name any shonen whatsoever, and that main character would kick his ass.
Yusuke Urameshi. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay money to see Yusuke Urameshi kick the shit out of Kirito.
Whiny little brat.
Not using his spirit powers or anything, just like a flat out street brawl.
He is a what's the word for it?
Liquid?
Delinquent, yes. He is a delinquent, so it wouldn't be surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to use nothing. Kicks the shit out of him. Steals his lunch money.
And his wallet.
These kids and their technology these days. They don't understand.
In my day, when you needed to use a sword, you just generated it out of pure spirit energy.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, that wasn't one of use case abilities,
But someone did have it on the team, so.
yes. And he was also a better fighter. He's also a better fighter than Kirito.
Yeah, let's not.
Kuwabara, yes.
Hard yes. Welcome to we're getting into the off-topic part of the stream.
This is gonna be our new stream. We're gonna do it on Thursday nights. It's like, what anime character can beat up Kirito and why?
If I had the energy, I'd totally do that.
Tonight's episode, Yusei Fudo from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds could beat up Kirito.
Is that what you guys want? You want streams of us talking about who could beat up Kirito? I'm gonna be honest. I could probably go through any of the series, and they probably could still beat up Kirito.
I mean, close to home, Shiro could beat up Kirito. Rin could beat up Kirito.
Mm-hmm.
Issei, probably not.
They're both nerds.
Taiga could beat up Kirito.
Mm-hmm. Ilya. She could beat him up. I bet she could.
She would tear him to pieces with her hair.
She would destroy him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking. we got off track because Google autofill is stupid. Anyway, something about how the master does the fighting in this relationship.
Yes, the master does the fighting in this relationship, while not that Medea can't fight on her own. It's like this is like a misconception about casters. Casters are indeed physically the weakest, but they'll still kick your ass as a regular person.
She almost beat Archer.
Yeah, she almost beat Archer. But what they lack in physical strength, they make up with pretty much unlimited magical resources. Like, it's the sort of the trade-off is like the master does not really need to have that good magical skills to have a caster servant, because they just handle it on their own.
Yeah. I don't imagine Ryunosuke had great magical abilities.
No, I don't think he had great magical abilities either. I think how that mana was being supplied. Hello, welcome back, guy who doesn't sleep, who I commanded to go to bed. Welcome to us. Probably
welcome to a very kinky episode of TMI.
Yes, welcome to TMI, our Type Moon podcast, where, well, I don't know if I'd call it a podcast since I let viewer interaction interrupt our streams, but I'm gonna call it a podcast. It's good enough as a podcast. It's a podcast with visuals. Is there a word for that?
Visual novel.
A visual novel. Oh my god, we're in a visual novel.
We're the scum!
Ah! But basically, oh shit, where was I again? Filling in this void. Anyway, casters. Crazy magic abilities. Okay, Ryunosuke. That's where we were at. I think Ryunosuke was probably providing the mana through, killing all those people.
Child killing?
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's how that was working. Like, because I know Medea, she just fate. Yes, fate. Fate, Type Moon. Fate, fate,
Well,
fate.
there's probably something else we need to talk about with Medea that we haven't even addressed yet.
What have I have not addressed?
Uh, this, you know what? This is on brand for him, but we forgot about Assassin.
Oh, right, Assassin.
So Medea decided,
Well,
hey, I don't just want to be, I want to win this war so bad, I'm going to become a master myself.
Yes.
It's like a Pokemon who catches another Pokemon.
I know, like, what the fuck is that? Can you believe that? I've only seen that happen in Dungeons and Dragons Pokemon. I've only seen that happen in Pokemon Tabletop. You just Oh! You just started watching. Welcome.
What did you start with? I'm curious.
You
You're
start
at Fate Zero.
still at
Okay.
Fate. Oh, not a bad place to start.
Yeah, I think that what we
Yeah.
decided on is like there's no real proper place to start with Fate.
Yeah,
Just
it's just
jump in. Just jump into it.
jump in. It's fine. The water's great. That's hell you're
And
walking into. But
yeah. I mean, if you decide to go into Grand Order, don't.
Oh, well this might be the series for you if you're ever interested. I think a lot of our stuff is archived on my YouTube if you ever want to see us talking about previous series. We've talked about a couple things. We've talked about the thing as a whole with Prince. We've talked about the magic. We've talked about timelines. We've talked, and then we went into just talking about the characters, because at this point I feel like it's just easier to talk about the characters than anything else, because explaining the mechanics of this series is... It's not that it's hard to understand. Okay, first you have to understand math, which is, I know, is hard for some people. But like...
Some harder than others.
Yeah, some harder than others. Because basically the magic does have a system, and it's pretty easy to understand if you think about it as it's using like numbers per se to work the thing. Like, for example, Shiro has 10 mana points. 5 of these mana points goes to Saber. How many mana points does he have left? None, because Saber needed to use Excalibur and it burnt all his power out. Basically, Shiro does not have the power to keep Saber going. Anyway.
Hey, I mean, if you were saying like, so it's casters are best for character. Casters compensate well for characters who don't have a lot of magical abilities.
Yep.
That like route where he summons caster, that actually might have been pretty interesting to see how he would have done.
Mm-hmm. It would have been interesting.
Maybe he wouldn't have had to keep making life and death. Nah, he probably would have.
He
He's
probably
still
would have.
an
He's
idiot.
still an idiot. In fact,
we say that.
In fact, Medea probably would have been like another Sakura scenario, where,
oh, no.
you know, well, not
I
like
don't know.
like kind
I
of
don't
like
know. Do you think she would have? She probably would have fallen for Shiro the same way she fell for Kazuki.
yeah, that's what I'm
Kazuki.
yeah. That's what I guess I wasn't like making. I mean, another Sakura scenario where this person is her savior, sort of thing. Because that's kind of, I think that's kind of why she fell for Kazuki, because, you know. But yeah, anyway, Medea's relationship with Assassin. Basically, supposedly, for the rules of the Fuyuki Grail, is that Japanese servants can't be summoned, because that would be cheating. So
Doesn't stop it from happening, though.
doesn't stop it from happening, but according... So, basically, shenanigans. Supposedly, our assassin here, for one, is actually not the assassin that was summoned for this Grail War in the first place, so he's like an extra...
He's assassin light.
He's assassin light.
There's a reason why he's only a 1-star servant in Fate Grand Order, and while the real assassin is a 2-star.
Mm-hmm. But basically, so he gets summoned, basically out of nonsense. Supposedly he's not even the real Sasaki. I don't know how to pronounce his name. How do I pronounce that name? Internet, help me out. Although they might have retconned him. See, here's the thing. A lot of the things they say he didn't really exist, and then he does exist. Sasaki Kojiro.
It's like originally he didn't exist, and now he does.
Now he does. Doesn't exist. Now he does exist.
The
Now
legend.
Now we're saying, but basically, to basically, this is how we know Medea is trying to be Pokemon, because she got Kojiro, and now now Musashi is around somewhere too. So, by the way, that's a Japanese dub. I mean, not a Japanese dub, a Japanese Pokemon joke, because Musashi and Kojiro are Team Rocket's Japanese names. Anyway.
That is amazing.
And Musashi is indeed Jesse, and Kotaro is indeed James. So, like, it works pretty well. So.
Although Musashi is a man, isn't he? The
Yes,
real
Musashi is a man. In our timeline, in alternate timeline, Musashi's a lady.
I think that even in the Stay Night timeline, he was a man.
Yes,
in
in Stay Night timeline, he was a man. Musashi in Grand Order is a she is a leaper.
Blubberyu, as someone who is new to the Fate franchise, please understand, gender swapping is their bread and butter.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Gender swapping is their bread and butter. But in this case, is it like a slider is the technical term. Basically, our Musashi is
this is a very weird remake of Quantum Leap.
Yeah, she's a time line hopper, basically.
Betrayed by Scott Bakula.
Yeah. So, like, the way they put it up is she basically reached the ultimate sword technique of Zero, or whatever it's like they called it. So basically she's become void, more or less, and because of that.
So are we to go back to Yu Yu Hakusho, is it basically like the Dimension Sword technique?
Yes, something like that, from what I understand. So because of that, she now pretty much exists, but does not exist. So she's kind of
like
just like falling through worlds as she's going along, and she can't even, like, so basically, because her existence is now zero, she can't even really stay in one place for so long, because she just kind of floats out and in, But yeah, that's Musashi. She's one of those weird servants like Dante. So.
It's basically that joke from South Park. It's where it's like Kyle like fades out of existence and he's like, I am everywhere and nowhere.
Yes, that is pretty much what's going on. But
Unusual to bring her up in a discussion about Castor.
Well, it was because we were able to talk about... Caster has a lot of connections to other characters, like Sasaki Kojiro, the savior of France.
Maybe.
Welcome to the memes, guys.
The Regent.
The legend.
Not legend.
Regent. The Regent. Regent of the Samurai.
You want to know what the funny thing is, though? Who's the 3-star servant who was like, her thing was like, she's an assassin. She tried to kill her emperor, but she failed by 1 step. Jinkei, is that it?
What?
Jinkei?
Shinki? I
Shinki?
think so. Shinkai.
Yeah, like I had, like on my initial playthrough, I had her, so she was the one I was using to bait the dragons. Because assassins kill riders, apparently.
Yes, assassins kills riders. In the great grand
In Pokemon Go, I mean Fake Grand Order.
in the great grand rock paper scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, berserker.
Rock paper scissors berserker.
And then the moon cancers and the rulers and the foreigners start showing up. Fucked up the entire type chart.
Yeah, it's a little complicated, no? Alter egos, blah blah blah.
Beasts.
Yeah.
They're not weak to anything. And then they started adding in additional health bars. And honestly, the whole thing just got way too convoluted for me.
Anyway,
What were we talking about?
we're about to tell them that we can say you're welcome to the Kojiro Savior of France meme. We were one of the progenitors for that joke. Anyway.
I think that might be a little. I think that might be giving us a bit too much credit.
I'm not giving us too much credit. I'm just saying we were in the beginning wave
Yes.
of that
yes,
joke.
that was one of the few instances in my life where we were making the meme when it was fresh.
We were making that meme when it was fresh. We were there when it happened. You're
I was
welcome.
there. You weren't there, man. You weren't there.
You weren't
You
there.
weren't there in France.
Guys, France. Oh god, France was really hard to play in the original Japanese version. You guys didn't even know because they had fixed it in the American version before it happened. But it was terrible.
You were spending quartz to revive your servants.
Pretty much. It was barely really bad for the beginning of the thing. Oh. If you did not have Kojiro and a couple other assassins, you were fucked. And that was saying it lightly because back then there was really not that many servants.
And then you had to fight Avenger, Jeanne d'Arc.
Ugh.
No, you had to fight Ruler
Jeanne d'Arc.
Alter.
Oh.
You had to fight Ruler John Alter. And rulers take half damage from everything.
Oh, it was so hard.
Yeah. And of course she had like an AoE. As her noble phantasm. It's like the actual like servant they released of her, it's just a single. But
There's
like
a reason
no.
for it. There's a reason for it.
Yeah. They had to nerf her somehow. Because I think she also had a skill that just like increased her phantasm gauge.
Yeah.
It's like I had Jeanne d'Arc as my support servant. I had Hans Andersen. He was healing my team every other turn.
Oof.
Yeah, you were like if you wanted to beat her, you had to turtle.
Yeah, it was.
Heal the dragons that were with her so they don't use their like ultimate attacks against you, and then turtle. Like
guys.
you use battle continuation, you used your shielding technique that your character came with.
And then you use your command seals to revive.
Yes.
Because you were not doing it in one fight. That was not happening. No. Anyway, Sasaki Kojiro. I hear he killed Berserker once. He took away one of those 9 lives.
Was that him or was it Lancer?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think he helped.
I mean,
out.
like he seemed to fight pretty evenly with Saber, and Saber took away one of Hercules' lives.
Yeah.
Oh, please help! Please tell me I can find the meme.
According to this, if Heracles had gone for the kill against Kotaro, Heracles would have been decapitated with the moment his weapon reached Kotaro. Of course, Heracles has God Hand 12 waivers, so if he had really gone for the kill, that would have simply been the end for Kotaro. Apparently, I guess he knocked him back for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them weren't fighting each other seriously. But anyway,
this isn't the meme I was thinking of, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, from what it sounds like, a lot of the servants. It's over Siba. I have the high ground. A lot of the servants' comments, I believe, are they would rather not fight him at close range.
Yeah, no, like everyone's like, no, we're gonna like team up and deal with him.
Yeah.
Because essentially, you do have to defeat him 12 times.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to fight Heracles at close range. You also don't want to fight Kotaro at close range, except for Saba, who was saved
by her unnaturally high luck.
Mm-hmm. She wants to have a knightly battle, but chivalry and all that. Chivalry is dead, Saber. Get over it.
The Armood is screaming from the afterlife.
It's
like, man, you like dropped him like a sack of hot potatoes.
Mm-hmm. He is dead. That was his big downfall, the fact that he thought people still fought honorably.
And unfortunately, there was one person there who fed into that belief.
Mm-hmm.
Not healthy.
Not healthy. Why do you guys ship that? It's weird. Clearly, Saber should have been with Eerie. I don't know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, no, fuck Kuritsugu.
F that man.
It's like you've got like Saber like lifting Eerie off her feet. He's like, and she's like, "Fuck you, Kuritsugu. I'm gonna fuck your wife."
She'll do it too. Don't think she won't.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go on and fuck your son. I mean, what?
Yeah, that it started to get a little weird.
But it happened! It happened. Look, timey-wimey with stuff is weird. For her, that happened yesterday. And the next thing she knows, she's in the future. And she's with the son with a guy who was a dick.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I hate your dad, but you're okay.
She's like, I hate your dad, but I need to protect you from all of the disappointment that he was.
Mm-hmm. I need to protect you from yourself, because I know what your dad did, and you seem like you're gonna go down that path.
Mm-hmm. Subamegaish.
The only man so insane that he was so desperate to kill a bird that he learned how to slice 3 times simultaneously.
Poor Burb.
Mm-hmm.
Burb did not deserve that.
A European or African swallow?
Yeah, which swallow are you trying to kill, Kotaro? Wait, do they have swallows in Japan?
I don't know. But I mean, hey, if it was true that they were eating his rice, that is a problem, because then rice will expand in a bird's stomach and pretty much kill them.
Mm-hmm. Hang on.
It's like, if I don't kill them with my sword, the rice will.
Trying to eat my rice, goddamn burbs. Wait, there's a servant for this. I need to find it.
I feel like there's one more servant involved with Castor that we need to discuss.
Who, Archer?
Although maybe we shouldn't, because it is a spoiler.
Who, Archer?
Unlimited Blade Works, yeah, she does have a little bit of a... she makes a deal with Archer. The worst deal of all time. It was a deal that, well, for starters, it sunk a ship.
For starters, it made us all realize that how much Archer is willing to be a pill about things.
Mm-hmm. It also doesn't help that at the time we had pretty much put together who Archer was.
Yeah.
Like, the show had dropped enough context clues by that point.
Yeah.
I mean, Ren had it figured out.
Yeah. 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 That guy. Oh boy. Should we go into it? I don't even know how much really that's important.
Honestly, it is kind of a spoiler, and I don't want to, like, give everything away.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know.
Just so you know.
If a character
Archer's a
makes a deal,
cheeky
if a
bastard.
character makes a deal with a villain, they're probably planning to betray them. Just saying.
Saber. I want to find the swallow. Hang on.
You're not. I tried looking for that meme. You're not gonna find it.
I want to find this. No, I want to just find the swallow, not the meme.
It wasn't a swallow. It was a sparrow.
Sparrow, swallow.
A Spiro.
All you have to know is that she doesn't deserve that treatment, you know? She doesn't deserve him trying to practice his thing on her burbs.
I know what you're doing. Yeah, he had a little bit of a mishap with his sword. He might have accidentally cut out the sparrow's tongue.
She didn't deserve it, man.
Mm-hmm. He was a cute sparrow.
She's a very cute sparrow. She's designed by one of my... Well, I really like that artist, personally. I don't know. I understand why other people might not like the artist, but I think they have a very unique style.
Hell, she's one of the few lolly characters in Grand Order who doesn't have a sexualized final ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she has her ascensions are wholesome, damn it.
I mean, I'm not even sure if I would call her a lolly per se.
She's designed like one, though.
But that's just it's kind of like the artist's, like, style, so I'm not even sure if she was meant
Okay,
to
but
be.
when other artists draw her...
Yeah, it's still a lolly, so, alright.
Yeah.
Let me try Saber. Why can't I find this character?
You go to the Grand Order wiki. Just type in Fate Grand Order Burb. Fucking hell, if I do that, what will come up? Fate Grand Order Burb. Fucking hell, it's the first result! Did I just post the picture?
Just post a picture. Burb.
Mm-hmm.
Show this burb.
She's eating rice. That's not good for her stomach.
There she is. There she is. I love the Disgaea artist.
She doesn't have a tongue, although it looks like she does in the picture.
Mm-hmm. Burb. There's the burb.
Mm-hmm.
I never know what this artist is going for. Because, like I said, the Disgaea artist has a very unique art style. Welcome, Kronos. We're kind of probably getting ready to wrap up soon. We've got off topic several times already.
Whoa, he's armed!
Oh my god! He's got a weapon!
Duck, get down, get down!
Ah! He's got a sword! Ada, ada.
Grab the weapon!
Ada, ada.
Is that the weapon?
I guess so.
Weaponized ara ara?
Ada, ada. Ada, ada.
Sir, drop the meme and come out with your hands up.
Ah! Anyway, we were talking about Medea. You probably couldn't tell because you need an upside down cherry Well, I have been thinking about what more redeems
What's
to
that
make for my thing. I will consider upside down cherry a meme. I mean, a
What does that
redeem for
mean?
you guys.
What is an upside down cherry?
You know, when I'm just showing my feet. When I roll over.
You need a. Okay, so then just say roll over. Don't
Yeah.
say upside down.
Well, I would be upside down.
There are people on the internet who want to look at your feet.
They want to see my feet.
That was from Team 4-Star's latest video.
What? No.
Gets arrested by the FBI for being in possession of feet pics.
Open up.
What do you think the F in FBI stands for?
Feet.
Mm-hmm. The Feet Busters.
They're the feet busters. I don't know what the I stands for though.
Feet Busters incoming.
Ah, feet busters incoming.
It's a threat.
It's a threat. Oh my gosh.
It's a promise of action.
Oh. I wish I was cool enough to create memes. Everybody, let's get FBI stands for
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I would never try to get you guys trending stuff on Twitter. I do not have that power.
No, what you need to do is go into every VTuber video, and whenever someone asks for feet, you need to bonk them.
Yeah. Bonk.
Mm-hmm.
Bonk. Anyway.
So we've gotten pretty far off topic from the subject of the woman in the hood.
We got very off topic of Medea. What can we say? Medea has a lot of connections to other characters. We have connections to other characters.
Yeah, she probably plays, she probably has a bigger role than any other character, route-wise, relative to the routes.
Yeah. That's why I decided that this was the next character I was gonna do, because I want to go back to servant person splitting up, but I kept thinking about it, and I kept going back to Medea because out of all the other servants, she's really the only one who plays a main role.
I mean, Ryder kind of acts as Caster is essentially the Disc 1 boss for Unlimited Blade Works.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryder is the Disc 1 boss for Fate.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm saving Gilgamesh for probably near the ending of Fate, and
It's not that you're saving him; it's that he will not allow us to use his likeness.
Yeah, he will not. I'll probably get banned from sharing things on Google Slides again, because I've been locked out of that on my other account. So.
Mm-hmm. So no AUO cast off.
Yeah.
That'll definitely get us banned. That won't just get us banned from Google Docs. That'll get us banned from Twitch.
Probably. Basically, my idea is that we'll save Gilgamesh for this kind of. Although I have a plan for a Friday in August of which character I want to talk about. But
that's not Gilgamesh.
It's not Gilgamesh what I want to talk about now.
Although their ego is just about as big.
Their ego is probably just as much as big. But in fact, I probably I'm thinking about what I want to do that week in general. Here we go. We're off topic of what Cherry wants to do for that week in August, and see what she does. I want to probably get a bunch of collabs and stuff, because I think I want to try streaming every day that week. Maybe I can ask for a vacation. I've never done that before though. Asking for a vacation.
I know.
I'll find out. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm. If you can get enough people together, maybe we can play some group games.
Yeah. But yeah, that TMI episode, I want to see if I can. Prince will probably definitely say yes to that episode.
In which case, we'll spend the time. I'll spend the time arguing over which of us is the bigger stan.
Probably.
Although let's be honest, it's you. It's you.
Oh, it is. It probably is me.
I have one figure of her. You have 3 Nendoroids of her.
I do have 3 Nendoroids. I'm sorry.
You?
I'm sorry. I have a problem. I've got all the Fate extras. I have Fate CCC ready to go for whenever that group finishes patching that. Because I think they're still working on it. Because it's a lot of words you gotta translate. So, I'm sorry. So yeah. If you guys can't figure out which character we're talking about, then...
It's Tom Mo.
It's Tom.
Who else would we be talking about?
Yeah, who else would we be talking about? I don't know. Listen. Or I don't know.
Wait. It's a red saber, so it's Mordred.
Yes, it's Mordred. We're talking about Mordred, clearly. But yeah, that's what we want to do on that day. So, I was thinking, besides Prince, we'll see if how many people are interested in doing what I will have to call the fan club episode. So Prince will probably definitely say yes to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there'll be anybody else around who is a big Fate person. I know they're out there. I just haven't had too much interaction besides Prince.
Grand Order has made like over 1 billion yen. We know you exist.
Yes, we know you exist out there.
You can't hide from us.
We know you're there. We know you like this game.
We will find you.
We will find you and we'll make you have...
And we will imprison you. I mean, we will recruit you.
Yeah. No. Sorry, Kronos.
Kronos, you're a Fate fan, aren't you?
I think he's a baby Fate fan, though.
Oh, he's a baby Fate fan. Okay.
I'm
sorry, that was really condescending.
They're a baby Fate fan. Define Fate fan. You've seen baby Fate Zero.
You watched Cherry.
They're a baby Fate fan.
Mm-hmm.
You've maybe seen Fate Zero. I like the waifus. Okay,
you're a Fate fan.
You're a Fate fan.
That's like the number one.
Number one thing to be a Fate fan. You must accept that a historical figure is going to have bulbas.
And that you have a problem. Or rather, that Nasu has a problem, but instead of talking to a counselor, he forced it on us all.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So we pretty much went over everything there is to say about Castor, even if we got totally sidetracked.
I can't help it.
Now we don't have to do an episode on Assassin.
Yeah, now we don't have to talk about Assassin. We've already talked about him here. Unless we want to go into him being the savior of France and Grand Order.
That's all there is to him. He's Medea's servant, and he saved France.
Yes, he saved France.
Those are the only 2 interesting things about him.
And the fact that he had Assassin inside of him. I mean, what? That's...
Yeah,
He birthed true Assassin.
It's a boy. Also, it's skeletal and on the and looks like a zombie. It's a zombie.
Hassan of the hidden arm. What can you do? Hassan.
It's hidden as in the arm was hidden in his stomach.
Guys, Fate is a little fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little fucked.
That's not even the really fucked up stuff. We're just talking about the stuff that happens normally.
Yep. Yep.
Not the
Yep.
stuff that gets attacked about on Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. You haven't even seen the worst of it, guys. You haven't even seen the worst of it.
No, this is just the tip of the fate iceberg.
Mm-hmm. We're getting you through the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. I don't think we're ever gonna get you guys in too deep, since we're probably gonna stick to talking about characters going forward, because there's a lot of characters, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Just the tip, guys. Just the tip. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining us tonight and us talking about our favorite hooded caster who started the waifu trend.
The #1 Saber fangirl.
Yep, #1 Saber fangirl. You'll want her to cook for you, Medea. But she's been through some rough stuff, so.
Mm-hmm. For those
Be nice
of you
to
who
her.
for those of you who like the older crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's probably not that old.
She's probably in her early 20s, physically there.
Do you think early? I was going to say like late 20s.
Late
Tamamo
20s,
is.
maybe.
I know that Tamamo, like, she says that she's not out of her 20s yet, so she's like late 20s.
Mm-hmm. Ba ba da ba ba. Luckily, we managed to avoid talking about Medea Lily. Anyway, that's a wrap, guys. That's it.
We can, if we ever do an episode on Grant, hey, maybe we could do a whole episode devoted to all the Lilies. Just get it out of the way at once.
Yeah, we'll probably do that at some point. We've got we got Medea Lily, we got Alturia Lily, we got Iskander Lily.
I was gonna say that. That's not even a joke.
It's not a joke, guys. It exists. It's real. How the fuck did that little twink become Bara? I will never understand.
Holy shit. Did you just fucking say that?
What? That is what happens. That's literally what it is.
I know, but still, it's just like, just because it's true doesn't mean you should say it.
Just because it's true, I shouldn't say it. What do you want me to do? Lie to these people?
Put ideas. You're gonna put ideas in their head that may or may not be true.
Look, guys. Alexander the Great was a freak.
Look.
Freak in the sheets, guys. It is recorded in history. It happened.
Crying. I'm fucking crying.
Guys, I made Azure die. I think he's gonna reincarnate for real this time.
Or maybe I'll finally move on towards the light.
Oh, that's cute.
I have to clean tomorrow, so maybe it would be for the best if I just died.
With that, I'm going to leave you guys here because I don't have a joke that can top that. Good night.
Nope. Just my funeral will be this weekend. I request that everyone. It's costume dress. Everyone must come dressed as U.S. presidents.
Oh, good night, everybody.
Wigs, every